Yeah, I'll meet everyone, like. Welcome to the In the Stiffs podcast, like. With me, Sammy Easton from The Toon, with me pals, Gav Cowan and Dave Edwards.
We are back. Series 4 in the Stiffs. Are you excited? Gav, you excited?
Really excited, Sam.
Dave, are you excited?
Ecstatic.
Yeah. I mean, I took a little bit of stick off you two about me saying I'm a life coach, but I'm actually taking that quite seriously. You're on a lot, though. Every time I turn the telly on, listen to a match, like one of the kids is like, Dave's on the telly again, so you're doing quite a lot, aren't you?
That's good. If it's Premier League games you're watching, that means you've got a dodgy box.
He's got Odegaard, Saka, he's had all these other, they had two centre-halves who've all been incredible around him. But Palmer's like carried that team.
Yeah, good argument that, I think. He's not going to win any personality awards, is he? But, like, good player.
Month or so. They had a lot of injuries, but he's done an amazing
Do you know what that
job.
smacks of as well, when you look at that? The players have just bought into, he's just got such a rapport with the players. They've totally bought into his methods, the way he plays, the way he goes about doing it. And, like, that's credit to him, is it? Like you said, without a pre-season.
Yeah.
Wow.
Biggest overachievers.
If you were the Real Madrid manager and you had Haaland or Watkins, you'd sign in
Of
Haaland,
course,
don't
yeah.
you?
But it's effect on the team.
How many's Watkins got compared to Isak?
We're good at research and stuff. That's the thing about us.
So we're trying to be a bit healthier. Series 4, we want to be a bit healthier, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think the previous series we've been having a beer, nuts and crisps.
Yeah.
So today we've had the coffee, tea, a little fruit platter. And where was the fruit platter from?
Sainsbury's.
Boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
We get the beers in
Sack
next
it
week.
off. Let's get beers in next time. We are back. Series 4 in the Stiffs. So are you excited? Gav, you excited?
Really excited, Sam.
Dave, are you excited?
Ecstatic.
Right. Anyway, so Series 3's gone. We are now Series 4. Fresh new sponsors who are... Me that bit because we'll be adding that in afterwards.
Exciting announcement.
And then
We're just filtering through the inbox at the moment.
Yeah, we're just filtering through. It's that we've been talking off there about negotiations. We're in the middle of negotiations, aren't we?
We are,
They come back saying they want this, and we're saying we come back, we want that.
Give it a couple of
What
weeks.
happens, isn't it? A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They'll panic.
We'll keep our poker face,
Yeah.
won't we?
Right. Series 3. Enjoyed it? Dave? Series 3, what was
We
your
haven't
highlights?
started it.
Series 3, we haven't finished it.
Oh,
On
have we?
Series 4.
Oh. Time
What was your
flies,
highlight of
doesn't it?
Series 3? 'Cause I was thinking of your highlights of Series 3 and I was thinking, I
that bit you
can't
mentioned?
remember. I've got mixed up. Was that Connor Cody?
Yeah, Connor Cody and Joe Hart.
Connor Cody to your heart.
Series 3.
Who was in Series 3?
Thea coach. That was Series 3.
Yeah, that
wasn't
was
it?
good, wasn't it? That was good.
One of my favourites.
Yeah.
So Series 4, it's going to be a similar setup, isn't it? But we're going to be looking at some people from the fitness industry, a little bit about nutrition, a bit of life coaching as well. I think that's how we're seeing our podcast, aren't we? Not like Under the Cosh, where we're just telling stories. We're actually trying to give something back, aren't we? Not making
Yeah.
people laugh. We're trying to
Yeah,
help
we're
people,
not
aren't we?
Neanderthals, are we?
Yeah, I mean, I took a little bit of stick off you two about me saying I'm a life coach, but I'm actually taking that quite seriously.
Yeah.
I think we're
How
trying
far down the line are you?
Without
with it?
giving too much away, we've actually got a life coach coming on this series, so
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see if there's similarities.
Have we? Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, is that he's not more nutrition?
No, he's
it's-
everything.
It's
You
bio
weren't
as
there,
a
were
life
you?
coach.
I wasn't there, was I, for that
No.
one? But that's why, 'cause I thought we just stepped on each other's toes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
It wasn't because you're in Dubai.
yeah. You're away sunning it up.
Anyway, what have we been up to? Dave, let's start with you. David, how's your other podcast going?
It's not a podcast.
How's your, what I haven't shown much interest. What is it? You know what it is, Gav?
Have you subscribed yet?
Something to do with
It's like another, he's got two other friends.
something to
hasn't
do
he,
with badminton or something.
Dave? He's got two other friends. They go around playing badminton together, and it's called like, what's it called?
God, you tell Jack. He's got two other friends. Oh.
Two other friends. I don't know, whatever it's called, like in the shuttlecocks or something. I don't know. You're going all right though, yeah?
Yeah, class.
Good, that's good.
Par three.
Class,
Par three,
class.
yeah? Is that it, Dave?
Yeah.
Par
that's it.
three.
Yeah, that's good fun, mate.
No, it is
That's
good. It
fun.
is good to watch. I'm not really a big golf fan, am I? But I've obviously because my pal's doing it, I've got to watch it. So I've watched a couple. Yeah, they are good. Quite good fun.
Bit of golf, bit of media stuff,
Have you,
commentaries.
Do you
Keep 'em
do you
busy.
plug hours on? Do you plug in the stiffs on the par three?
I
It's
haven't.
spoken about a lot, yeah.
I haven't heard.
Is it?
Oh,
I've listened to a few bits and I've not heard
No,
it.
I haven't heard anything. No. Dave's lying.
What else have you been up to, Dave? Anything else exciting?
So, season of commentaries and stuff, which has been good. So doing more and more of that, which I enjoy. Hopefully, it's getting very competitive though, very, very competitive.
You're on a lot though. Every time I turn the telly on, listen to a match, like one of the kids is like, Dave's on the telly again. So you're doing quite a lot, aren't you?
That's good.
You were-
If it's Premier League games you're watching, that means you've got a dodgy box.
Obviously, I haven't got that. Have I? So I'm a head teacher and upstanding citizen. I would not entertain any sort of criminality activity.
Serious question, Dave, on that. When you're doing that, obviously I've seen your prep work and probably only seen about 30-40% of it. Is there a limit on how much you can do per week? Because like that is so detailed. Like the attention to detail is massive, isn't it?
It is. It does build up over the season, though. So as you get further, and if you've done teams or if you've watched highlights where a team you've done previously has played the opposition, then you do get a better understanding. But the start of the season with all the new players and all stuff like that is difficult. And it's getting more difficult the longer I'm at the game. Definitely notice that. Don't know as many players.
Yeah.
You know, when you just come out of the game, you know pretty much everyone, don't you? Whereas now there's players in there which I'm not really that familiar with. So
that's where Jack comes in it, your boy.
Yeah, absolutely stato. But no, it's a lot of watching players. More than I jot everything down. I know a lot about it, but the more stat stuff, that's more the main commentator, the lead commentator. My stuff is more watching the players, finding out information about them, how they play, what their strengths, weaknesses are, what their career's been, all that sort of stuff. So it is hard, but I'd hate to go into the commentary box onto a gantry and not know as much as possible.
Oh, you've got to be like Rain.
Because you're isolated up there, and yeah, you don't know who's listening, and if you start to make mistakes, and especially with the EFL games more than anything else, I find that the people. So I've done a playoff game recently, and I did Crewe versus Doncaster, and it was at Crewe, and I'm thinking a lot of the people watching this will be Doncaster fans because they're watching their team, but they're away from home, so they might not be able to get there. So I need to know Doncaster like they know Doncaster, which is quite intense. So, and if you don't know them like they know it, then they'll tell you.
Good night, life.
Something is in like saying, "Oh, he always goes on the outside on that," and like anybody who watches him goes, "No, he always cuts inside." Or something.
Yeah, or like, "Oh, he scored a goal like that earlier in the season against Barrow," and just knowing it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just you can tell when someone wings it.
It's intense. So again, like you know, how many of them could you do genuinely in a week?
One a week's more than enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's 2 or 3 days prep, prep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it'd be in and around that.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So keep him busy.
Does everybody do that sort of prep? Do you think?
I would say maybe 10 years ago, probably not. But I reckon now, unless you're a really well-established co-commentator, and there is some that they don't need the data. They've just got a real warmth in their voice, and they're really good at analysing stuff they're seeing, and that's fine. But I'd say more the modern-day commentator needs to know as much as they possibly can.
It brings you to like the Jamie Carragher's and the Gary Nevilles of this world. Would they have someone to collate all of that for them? Do you think they'd have people around?
Not to that extent. They'll so with Sky, you get given a stat pack. So that's more it's more for the commentator though. That is. So you get a lot of the information about the players' backgrounds, their stats in the season, their stats through their career, all these sorts of things. But you can tell Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, both of them, they do their prep because they are so knowledgeable on everything. But a lot of that will be watching games.
It's easy to think that
reading articles, speaking to contacts and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So I find it really helpful when I'm doing a game if I can speak to somebody inside the football club, whether it's a player, whether it's a coach, whether it's the media, so that the local paper and things like that. I'll always try and get a conversation with those sorts of people because they give you a better understanding than anyone. And they're usually really open to doing it. You kind of know, you're only ever 2 people away from knowing a player at a club, if that makes sense. Yeah. I know someone who knows somebody who knows a player, and they're usually willing to. And I've done it when I was playing, where people have said to me, "Do you mind if so-and-so gives you a ring?" And yeah, no worries. And then you speak to them. Obviously, you can't give much away, but they'll ask you questions about the club and players and stuff like that.
People used to phone me and say, "Have you got Dave's number?" Or Sam's number. No one ever used to ask me for anything.
It's interesting that, though, fair play. And obviously, we give you a bit of stick in that about it, but you are very good, I think.
Oh, thank you.
We're biased, aren't we? But
he's good.
My mate thinks you're shit, but
yeah,
I think
no, they don't. They all think.
Anyway,
move on.
Yeah. Move on.
Right then, GC. Well, been eventful, hasn't it? Well, you're twisting your face there. It's been an amazing season, haven't you?
Yeah, amazing. It still stings a little bit, of course, but I think...
Obviously, for anybody who doesn't know, I think probably people do, but Brackley lost in the playoff final.
Yeah.
Come third in the league. Didn't lose since Christmas or something, did you? Kept a
minimal,
something like 20 clean sheets or something ridiculous. Yeah. Just missed out. And then won the semi-final and lost in the final 2-1.
Yeah. Yeah. Like obviously stings, doesn't it? Because like you rightly say, probably people didn't imagine that we would be able to do what we did, and obviously it's great to get there, but when you're there you just feel like one more big push, and it's against a team as well, that a very good side obviously, that we'd beaten twice in the season at home advantage, so you almost feel like you've missed the trick. It stings. I'd probably say, you guys know it well, when I think even more so as a manager, though, when you're living and breathing every second of every day. I think it's only the last couple of days the fight's really kicked in again. So now I'm obviously talking to my current players, potential new players, planning for pre-season and next season, and trying to be proactive. Because the problem is as well for us is you're playing a playoff final. It's 2 weeks in, so a lot of them have had 2 weeks of an off season. So they're already discussing with players. Players are already off the market. Players are already retained, so you're playing catch up. So I've been pretty proactive. So I've managed to retain 8 players before the season had even finished, which is good. Managed to sort out pre-season.
Don't go into too much detail, look. So we're going to do a Brackley special, aren't we?
Yeah.
Looking at talking about, I think, how that works in pre-season and post-season and the contract negotiations. So I think listeners will find that really interesting, won't they?
Yeah. Well, it stings, but the fight's coming back now.
It's a one-off game, though, isn't it? At the end of the day, so over a season, especially from the outside looking in and knowing a lot about Brackley now, which I do, is at the start of the season, it was always going to be a bit more turbulent as you're creating a squad, creating an ethos of how you want to play, all those sorts of things. But then once you develop that, then you're unstoppable, weren't you?
It was always going to be tough because you 18 brand new players. A couple of them had been there previously, but you're talking about everyone's out of contract. You've got to bring all of those together. We play quite a very unique way, so they have to understand that. It takes time. Performances were really high, results were a bit erratic, like you rightly said. Then the Boxing Day kicks in, and we went on an astonishing run, and of course we want to carry that on next year, but we can't be naive to think that that'll happen. So we've got to evolve. That's got to build, and we've got to go again. And like you say, now I have got to the point now where I'm like, right, it's moved to one side now. I'm full steam ahead again, and we just got to get on with it.
Do you know what I think's worse though? If you just lost 3-0 in the final and just somewhat a team that was better than you gets promoted, you just go, oh well. It's one of them things, isn't it? It's like, I don't know, I suppose it's like Leeds in the Championship, isn't it? If West Brom come against Leeds and Leeds do them 3-0, you just go, well, they're a better team. But you beat them home and away, favourites in that final, weren't you? 1-0 up in that final. I'm not helping you, I'm making
cheers.
No, but you just it was all set up perfectly, wasn't it? But we spoke about before, the match night, football's always got a funny way, hasn't it? Us three know as well as anyone. Just kicks you in the nuts, doesn't it? When you think it's all set up perfectly, you think you'll definitely win. I was convinced you'd win.
Yeah, I think, like you just said there, Dave, it's a one-off game. It's about moments, isn't it? Yeah. First half, we're 1-0 up. We score a goal that's given offside. Replay on the telly shows that it was onside. That's a moment. Obviously, you're in the hands of the officials.
They score right on.
Well,
right
even
on
before that, we then hit the post. Tyler Little hits the post. Keeper, I think, a fingertip save maybe. So one of them's given. It's 2-0, probably game's over, but then right on half-time, we vacate the second phase, which is something we haven't done all season, and then we're punished. And like you say, tried all of the psychology talks at half-time about how we're the home team, with the bigger, we've got the most fans in there, we've beaten them twice. Try and psychologically spin it that we've just scored on half-time, it's 1-1. So, just trying to get them mentally engaged to stick to the game strategy. And we didn't really land a glove on them second half, and you have to give credit to them as well. They came out and they were on the front foot. I always talk about the word belief. I think they're so massive in football, and I just think the pendulum swung on that moment. And we struggled to recover. But look, like you rightly say, the season has been incredible. The players have just been so amazing, in on the pitch, but the way they've conducted themselves off it, their belief in what we're trying to do. It's very flattering for us that the players are so invested in it, and then you've got 8 of them retained already. More of them want to sign. We're just in, finer details. So that speaks well for it. And I suppose, funny enough, I spoke to one of my lads who was on the bench in the final, and he's arguably the 4 lads on the bench are the ones that, they know they could be playing in most teams in that league, but we've been on such a run, they've got to sit there and watch, and their conduct in the final. You said when you're a sub, and I know more than most, it's, you're sort of sitting there going, if we could just cock up or get spanked 5-0, I'm going to get a chance here. But at no point did they ever show that. They were just fully on board, fully rallying the players, totally behind the cause. And that's what that was probably the biggest thing for me to look back on and go, look, those 4 players there could have turned it in, could have spat their dummy out, and actually were so on board with it because they believed in what we were doing. So
that's all good signs for next season, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, so the players were just incredible, and we've got brilliant fans, as you saw as well.
Yeah,
love that. Right then, moving on. What we're going to do tonight, then, we're going to pick. We can't look at our predictions just yet. We're going to save that for another episode at the start of the season. What we're going to look at, we're going to do a few little awards, see what we agree on. Then we're going to pick our combined in the Stiffs Premier League team of the season. So we have to agree on a lineup. Yeah. I know.
I imagine a lot of it will be similar, but there'll be 3 or 4 positions, which is going to be.
Because Gav always likes to play like a flat back 8, doesn't he? Gav likes a lot of defenders in the team, doesn't he? So I'll be looking for a bit of flair. Like Gav will be trying to leave out like food.
This all comes from that 5-a-side that we picked, and mine would have beaten anyone's.
Gav's got 6 centre halves in his. I've seen it on a bit of paper. We'll start off. We'll look at team of the season, best player, best signing, best young player, best manager, biggest overachievers, biggest underachievers. Going to give ourselves about 10 minutes with this. Because obviously, I know what you would call like you've done a bit.
That's optimistic.
You've done a bit of prep on this, you two. So I know you two.
We're going to leave the team. We're going to leave the team to the end. Let's go for
team at the end.
Yeah, okay.
Then that because there might be a little bit of debate and stuff around that. Team of the season. I'm going to start off with you, Gav. Who are the team of the season?
I know we've only got 10 minutes. It's hard to judge, isn't it? Because really, the team of the season
Brackley.
should be the team. Yeah, Brackley, easy.
Oh yeah,
that was an easy one. It should be, if Man City go on and win it, they should be the team of the season. I suppose it's, for me, the team of the season is the team that have achieved most for their potential. And I think Aston Villa have got to be in the mix. When you look at, they've secured 4th already. So they've secured 4th place, Champions League.
So just say for the listeners, this will be out on the Tuesday. We are recording this just the week before Saturday, aren't we?
So I think that it's hard to look past them.
Champions League's big for them.
Huge.
Because when we look back at our predictions, we mentioned about 8 teams for that top 4, and they weren't one of them. So that shows.
Yeah, and some people would say that it's such a massive football club that they should be achieving that, but that can't be because they've not been in and around it for years. I just think Unai Emery is
look, where they were when he took over, it's been astonishing. And not even that, the run they've been on since the back end of last season.
Yeah.
So you look at over an 18-month season, they'll be right up there as well.
And be honest, did you think around the Christmas period when they were flying, then did they hit a bit of a wobble and they drew a few games and lost one at home? And I just thought, that's them done now. They've had their little bit, but they just kicked on. And I don't know. I just think it's hard to look past them for team of the year. And again,
Villa?
I would say Villa just because again it's the team that have achieved and fulfilled the potential that they've got.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in asking Dave if he's going to say Wolves.
Yeah, that was standard. You've written that down, I'm assuming.
I've locked that in.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go for Villa, but I want to give an honourable mention to Bournemouth. I think they've massively overachieved this season. I think they've done really well. So I think Bournemouth done very well. Obviously, Man City, relentless, aren't they? They just keep going. Arsenal have been brilliant. So there is good teams, but I think Villa is the standout team.
And I'd agree with that, Villa.
So good.
Aston Villa, lock it in.
Aston Villa.
Boom.
Can someone write this down so I don't have to watch the whole episode back when we revisit it? No one's going to like that.
No,
so you can watch this YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Mate.
We go on to best players. I'll start off. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because I'm thinking I've got 3. I'm thinking Odegaard, Foden, and Palmer. Now I know you're going to say to me, I'm only picking Odegaard because I played a lot like him.
Yeah.
But, I think any one of them 3 you could pick, and I would pick Palmer.
Carlton Palmer.
Carlton Palmer. He's playing for the
I thought he'd retire.
Playing for the steam wagon. He's been absolute rock solid at centre half this season. So Carlton Palmer, lock him in.
Yeah,
Carlton CARLT.
He's locked in.
I feel like I'm the only one taking this seriously.
Sorry.
Dave, go on. Who's your player of the season?
Other people, I think Declan Rice has been unbelievable. I think he's made a huge difference at Arsenal. I think when you look at the teams, I think Ollie Watkins, obviously the amount of goals he scored for Villa has been impressive. A player who's had a huge impact at a club who've not necessarily done that well, but he has is Ross Barkley. I think he's transformed Luton. I think he's maybe dipped a little bit the back end of the season, but the first 3 quarters he was standout for them. But I'm going to go again. Cole Palmer, excellent. But I'm going to go for Phil Foden.
Yeah,
I think he's been standing. He really stepped up to the plate this year in the absence of Kevin De Bruyne for a long time, and it shows the faith that the faith that Phil Foden had, that he wasn't playing a lot when he was younger. Pep would drop him in and out, but this is the best place for you to be.
Yeah.
You're seeing all that come into fruition now, aren't you? He's like the main man there.
I think he's a joke. Absolute joke. I think it's horrible going third because it looks like you're jumping on a bandwagon and you've done no research. But the ones in my head were Rice and Foden. Yeah. I think you can't look past them two, personally. Yeah. I think the impact that they've had on the teams, like Rice going in there, is it first season? Am I right in saying like going in there and being the player that he is, you know, he's a natural 4 that gets forward, could do more going forward. I think you said, Sam, before, he could probably do more going forward. But
a player that Arsenal have needed for years.
Yeah, oh, mate, so good. And then I just think Foden now, he's unplayable. Like, you know,
he picked every week, doing. It's been a long time coming, but he's
he can be a false 9. He plays in the 10. He can drift out wide. He gets those little pockets between the fullback and the centre half that you can never get to. You know, if you wanted to as well. I mean, he's done it before, hasn't he? He's played him as an 8. Yeah. You know, like, wow. I think if he plays
as well, numbers as well.
Oh, goals. Scary. And if he plays in the 10 for England, I think if he plays in the 10 for England, I think like we've got a massive chance. Yeah, he's a joke. Yeah, but for me, Foden.
So you two gone Foden. I've gone Palmer. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Best signing.
Well, hang on, have we not got to come up with a definitive between us?
I don't think we need to for this, do we?
We're not locking it in.
Team.
I like it when we lock things in.
I've locked in Carlton Palmer.
We've got Damien Rice.
Yeah. Right, who do you think best signing of the season?
Oh, don't come to me on that one. I'm not great with him.
Okay.
Not like
Dave? I give some names?
I would say Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Barkley, Ward-Prowse, Maddison, Palmer, Diaby, Pedro Porro, Van der Ven, Doku, Maddison, Rice.
There's the boy from West Ham as well. The winger, Kudos.
Yeah, I think it's, again, you look at Ross Barkley and the way he's been. I mean, they go down. Like I think if he keeps Luton up, if Luton stay up, I mean, the plaudits and the players there, you know, have to be.
Luton aren't staying up.
No, they're not. But if they do, is what I'm saying. I think that's when you start talking more about Barkley.
He's had the biggest impact on a team. He's improved the team the most.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think Rice. I think Rice at Arsenal.
I think Luton.
I think it's unbelievable what he's done, but like they've gone down, haven't they? So I think, like, again, that's not just totally on him, of course, but I just think he's had a huge impact. He's been incredible. Someone's going to have to snap him up from the Premier League now, aren't they? Yeah. But how do you look past Declan Rice? When you talk about impact, I mean, but again, I suppose it could be said that I'm talking about Barkley should have, you know, if they keep Luton up, if Arsenal win the league, then you'd not even talk about anyone other than Rice, are you? So impact is hard to, again, look, we're talking new signings, aren't we, I suppose? Yeah. So Rice.
I would go for Rice as well.
I'm going to go for Palmer as well, but that probably makes sense, doesn't it? If we put them as best player and they've both been signed, we probably should put best signing.
Yeah. Like it. Well, we're rattling through these.
Cole Palmer, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Best young player.
I would say Cole Palmer now.
Yeah.
What class is a young player these days?
Is it under 23s? Under 23 for PFA Young Player of the Year?
I think so.
Foden.
He can't be far off, can he? Can't be far. Be nice.
Thomas Sorensen?
Yeah.
Foden's 23.
23.
Yeah, so he's in there as well.
Is there any proper youngsters over the months? Like 18, 19?
He's come through, hasn't he, from Man U? Garnacho.
Mate, imagine, like...
Who else?
I like Garnacho, me.
Yeah, Kobe Mano, yeah.
I can't stand Man United.
He's just scored.
He scored 1-0.
I can't stand Man United, you know, but that Garnacho, he has a right old go, doesn't he?
I like him.
Yeah.
Like, he's just got a bit about him, hasn't he? And he's like...
Yeah, he's fearless, isn't he?
He is.
Is there any real, like, young lads, like 17, 18-year-olds?
You don't get like a Rooney
the lad,
jumping on the scene, do you?
Have we said the lad at Man United?
Yeah, Kobe Mano.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we said it. Yeah. Brian McClare.
Harvey Elliott? How old's Harvey Elliott?
He's got to be 20 now, isn't he?
Oh, he's over the hill, isn't he? He's done there.
21.
Cole Palmer, again, gone 3 on the bounce. Best manager next, I'm going Cole
He's just
Palmer.
been so good, hasn't he? He's been so good, Cole Palmer. I mean, when you think about...
You said about, like...
Cole Palmer's 22.
Foden not jumping, but Cole Palmer has, and it's been the making of him, hasn't it?
He's shown bollocks there, hasn't he? He's shown bollocks there, I think. I think
that.
For him to walk away from Man City to then go to a club like Chelsea and then be the main man.
And they're struggling as well.
Yeah, and they've picked up a little bit, but he's been unbelievable, hasn't he? Like, carried that team. You know, like you say, Rice has been the better signing, but Rice has got Odegaard, Saka. He's had all these other 2 centre-halves who've all been incredible around him. Cole Palmer's, like, carried that team.
Yeah, good argument, that, I think. A good argument.
And I love his bravery and his composure. Do you know what I mean? Like, big penalty moments, like his penalty against Man City. Do you know what I mean? Against his old team. And I think, like, we'll talk about England another day, but he's one that should be
some
on the plane.
outrageous things.
He's not going to win any personality awards, is he? But, like, good player.
That's a little bit off.
Yeah. Well, he's done a couple of interviews. I've dropped off. I can't remember what he said.
Is for Manchester, isn't he? Is he a man?
Proper mank, yeah.
No, he don't talk, does he? No, some player, though, isn't he? Some player.
Right, best manager. Manager, well, not who was the best manager. Which manager's had the best season? So I suppose if you're looking at Villa, you've got to think about.
Yeah, Emery. I think
Emery.
like for me would be right up there.
The guy at Bournemouth again.
Yeah, Pep. Gary O'Neill's done well at Wolves, I think.
Very well. Honourable mention there, yeah.
Why is you on giving him a mention, Dave?
Yeah, he lost.
You fell out.
I jumped in there early, didn't I? I jumped in there early.
Not in you, Dave's.
Rob Edwards, I think, did well. If you'd have kept him up, that would have been extraordinary, wouldn't it? I think, but again, he's to even keep them in the mix. They should have been rock bottom, shouldn't they? Should have been rock bottom with record points.
He's enhanced his reputation, I think, hasn't he? He hasn't, I think Rob Edwards, even though, they...
I can't wait to see him so we can take a piss out of him crying all the time, flipping it. He needs to get a grip.
Emotional, I think, in the Premier League, isn't it?
I get it when you play that heart attack. The other day, he's like crying to the fans and that, so... Drop him a text, hammer him. He ain't text back yet. No, but just when you think about the impact, like Barkley's had an impact on Luton, I think it's fair to say Rob's had a massive impact there as well, hasn't he? Yeah. Like him and his team. I know he's got like a really good team behind him as well. But
the fans love him, don't they?
Yeah.
Can't not love him, can you?
Saying about Gary O'Neill, no pre-season as well. Walked into Wolves 5 days before the season started away at Man United, and they've really dropped off the last month or so. They had a lot of injuries, but he's done an amazing.
Do you know what that smacks of as well? When you look at that, the players have just bought into. He's just got such a rapport with the players. They've totally bought into his methods, the way he plays, the way he goes about doing it, and like that's credit to him, is it? Like you said, without a pre-season.
Yeah.
Wow.
So who was saying?
But Emery.
Emery across the board again. Biggest overachievers.
Villa and Bournemouth, I would say.
Yeah, Bournemouth done well. Bournemouth have done well.
Bournemouth done really well because the start of the season they really struggled, but maybe a bit like on a completely different level because you weren't losing games at Brackley, but they were losing games. But it just takes a while for his methods to get across, everyone to gel together, and then they've been pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, I think so too. I think as well, like I know a little bit one that from out there, but like Nottingham Forest, like expected to go down. You know, a lot of people I think have spoken about them going down with like the bit of turbulences and there with a new manager and stuff. I think they've done well to stay up.
Dyche actually at Everton as well. Dyche at Everton, his squad is pony, mate.
What he has to deal with, mate. How he's kept them up, I'll never know.
Everton, I think, didn't he? You both said Everton, or you both
win the league.
But without the points deduction, they'd be what top half or close to it, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
That's it. With that squad, that is incredible.
Yeah, because with the greatest respect, that's not the greatest squad, is it? Like you wouldn't. There's not many of them would be getting in other teams in the league. He just knows how to stay in that league, doesn't he? He knows how to win games.
Yeah.
Biggest underachievers.
Man United.
Yeah. Got to be, hasn't it?
Got to be.
Absolutely useless, although they beat Newcastle.
I told you Ronaldo was right. I said it. I know everyone thinks
I cannot stand them.
No. Me
Yeah, it's been awful, isn't it?
Do you know what it is for me? Like growing up down south, you obviously had your plastic reds and stuff, but we were brought up to detest Manchester United. Growing up, it's like because at the time as well they were winning. But secretly, like behind closed doors, when they played in Europe, my dad used to say to me, we support Man United when they're in Europe. Obviously, we'd never tell anyone that. And like, we didn't cheer when they scored. We'd be just like, yeah, go on. Like, there was that, like, you liked your Roy Keanes, didn't you? And you liked those players.
Beckham and Giggs. And you like watch one match of the day.
Well, you respected them, didn't you? You respected them. So when they started to deteriorate, like, I don't like change. I didn't like it. I was almost like, well, I should want them to lose. But then they started losing and, started losing their class. And then, signing players, you're going, he's not a Man United player. That's not the standards of Man United. And you listen to the Roy Keanes of the world, the obvious ones. But then, like, that's when Ronaldo came in and he started saying, hang on a minute, this hasn't moved for 12 years since I've been away. It just, like, literally, in reality, the club is falling apart, isn't it? When you see it.
It's funny that when all the wins coming through.
Yeah.
I love that.
But, like, so many parts of that football club which are in absolute disrepair,
yeah.
including the stadium. But in terms of the
streams.
Just can't happen though, can it? And the thing is, it must be difficult for some of them ex-players that are now doing the punditry and stuff because they're watching it deteriorate before their eyes. And then
see Rio Ferdinand talk about it. He's heartbroken with it, isn't he?
Roy Keane's heartbroken. Like Wayne Rooney now is like he's very like present on commentary and stuff now, isn't he? And he's like, fuck, what are we watching here?
But like. And I understand, like they get offended, don't they, the managers and the players with the ex-players. But I think like people like Rooney and that, and Scholes and Keane, like they have earned their opinion on Manchester United.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So at the end of the day, like take it.
Do you think Newcastle underachieved?
No, I think to be honest, if anything, they've overachieved with all the injuries they've had. I think
you've got to look at that squad as well.
They might not come sixth, right? By the time this comes out, they could be seventh or eighth. But there might be loads
Every
of
single
injuries.
team has had loads of injuries though.
Yeah, Newcastle had more.
all this sports science and just injuries have been everywhere, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think, like, for me with Newcastle, I think people get really carried away about, like, you know, the new ownership and all of the money. But, like, I still think the squad is a very, very good team. It's a top 10 Premier League team, like, squad. You know, like,
yeah, the team's good. but
Tonali's
the
a big
squad-
miss, isn't he? When he come in, he looked. Is it Tonali? The guy
Yeah,
who been
Sam
suspended for the
Wilson,
betting.
yeah.
He looked like
Massive
in pre-season looked unbelievable.
He's missing, Joe Linton's missing. You know, they've had Gamara's been out, Isak hasn't been fit all the time, Trippier's been out, centre halves are out. keepers
Isak's
out.
on
Warren
like
Barton, he ain't played for a while, has he?
Beresford, hasn't he?
No, he's not. No.
Yeah, Isak though. He I seen a thing earlier on today where it's got the top 10 fastest, the most goals in their first 50 Premier League appearances, and he's like 6 on the list or something like that.
Isak.
He's got like 31 in his first 50 games. That's some going, isn't it?
He's your worst nightmare, isn't he? Him.
Yeah, does everything.
Got everything. Yeah. I do. I think it's harsh to say that they've underachieved. I think the expectation went through the roof because of the new ownership, and I think they need to
And
get.
what they did last year.
I think they need to get a bit of perspective. That's what.
And
I
you
would
still
say.
get the fans who, I mean, some absolute morons who I follow on Twitter and that, even because some of my mates are absolute nuggets who come to Newcastle and that, like, just expected to win everything. I think they're just going to roll up teams over and, like, we got 4th last year, let's get 2nd this year and we'll win it next year. It's just like,
Don't work like that, does it?
They're
absolutely not.
they're making the stadium bigger as well, aren't they? Might be able to get some tickets.
They need to, yeah, hopefully, yeah. Nightmare getting tickets.
I've never been St James's Park. Always wanted to.
I've scored there, but that's another podcast thing.
Yeah, we'll do that another time.
I've won there a few times.
Right. Anyway, moving on then. So that's quite straightforward. This is going to be interesting. We're going to pick our team of the season for the Premier League. Right. So first of all, we want to get our formation. Dave, I'm going to come to you because Gav wants to play 6 at the back. What we're playing?
4-3-3.
4-3-3. Happy with that, Gav? Play 3
7,
setters. Play 3
7,
setters.
1, 2. Yeah, 4-3-3. Yeah.
And we've got to decide between us. So if it comes to if it's 2v1, obviously
Majority,
we'll go
yeah.
with the 2, a majority decision. We've all got our own ideas, we've got to try and persuade each other why that is.
Right.
Okay, you up for that? Right. Start off with keeper. You've got
Should we take in
Areola,
turn? So
Edison, Vicario. Go on, Dave.
none of that. Martinez.
Martinez. Yep. I'd have him up
There's
there.
no point in me having an opinion now. Then you both
No,
say
that was
Martinez.
the majority.
The one for Villa, it was like dead annoying.
He's
The
so
World, Cup,
annoying.
World Cup winner.
Yeah, so
Won
annoying.
the World Cup.
But he's had a great season. Who else? Sorry, Sam. Go on, throw him out there.
He's the best keeper in the league.
Vicario, Areola, Edison. He's best keeper in the league.
Edison's
Better,
best keeper
better
in the
than
league.
Edison and Allison.
I think he is, mate. Maybe
That
Edison.
is-
I think he's better than Allison. Like, there's an infatuation with Allison, which I don't quite get.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Well, I think Edison's better, but then Edison doesn't play for Brazil. But Edison, I think, is probably the best. And then I
I'm
say,
an Edison
then
fan.
I say Emi
mate. I
Martinez.
think he can do everything. And,
Edison, yeah.
and if you played him in the 10, he could play there as well.
Yeah.
What about Ortega?
Yeah.
Shut up, Crossy.
Right. So we're going with Martin.
Are you happy with that,
What
Sam?
save he pulled
do,
out
you,
there?
do you put your argument
I
in?
think,
'Cause
to be honest, I
try and
don't
persuade us to
really like
change.
him.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
it.
find
I'd go.
him a bit
I'd
irritating.
go
And
Edison above him.
I'd go Edison and Allison. I would think are both better than him.
I like Martinez. He's had a good season. I don't like it. Like his
This is
antics
team
and-
of the season. This is so.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Martinez.
Dave's getting
So it's
quite
on.
passionate about
Michael.
So it's on you, Gal.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
I think we'll go Martinez. Dave Popper seems convinced. Like, I'm
just
I'd like
because
that.
Edison gets in every year, doesn't he? He's going to be there again next year.
I agree.
Let's go Martinez just because it's
good.
different.
I think that's sensible. This is going to be tricky. Right back. You've got Trent, Ben White, Pedro Porro. I've written Rich James down here, but he's only played 3 games.
Who's the other Liverpool lad? Not Trent.
He's done well, isn't he? Yeah.
You
Young
know-
and Bradley.
I like him.
Bradley.
He's in the mix.
He hasn't played enough, I don't think, but he's done really well.
Like, be sensible, lads. We're doing this, trying to do this
Walker.
properly.
Nelson Semedo.
Kyle Walker always, but I mean, how many games has Kyle Walker played this season? 40.
Good question.
Yeah, hardly played, has he?
Did he play? Has he played for England yet?
He's had 40 Premier League starts and only 38 this season.
Can we have a look on? No, I'll have a look at that. Go on, carry on. He hasn't played enough, no way.
Okay, well, I was thinking Ben White's got to have a chance with that.
Not for me.
Like Dave Gav doesn't
I'm
like
not a
him.
fan.
I think Porro's done well at Spurs. Pedro
Pedro
Porro.
Porro is a great name, that.
Yeah, he's a
Wish
great
I was
name.
called Pedro
Put him in for
Porro.
the name. Tell you who's not got in there. Trippier.
Yeah.
Your mate.
He ain't getting on
Remember
it.
that? What episode was that?
He hated it.
Like, Trippier's top assists in that.
Yeah.
Like, Gav's absolutely gone in on him in that, like, calling him names and everything, like, when they beat him up. I was like,
He ain't getting on any rides at Alwood Towers, him.
he's done all right. He's done all right, Trippier. I thought he was like, everyone quite liked him.
Even now, I still like, I respect the fact that he's obviously a Premier League player and obviously unbelievable at what he does, but it's just all this, like, I think he's all a bit for show. Feel like he,
He's had the most
does everything
assists,
for the
hasn't he?
fans and all that. No, he hasn't, as he gives the ball away. Well, that game I texted you,
Yeah, you're right,
and I
yeah.
went,
He had some
flipping
bad
out,
games. He had some howlers.
Is he actually going to flip him past to a black and
Was that
white
this
shirt?
season where
He had a bad
Wolves?
game where he gave away loads of
That was
goals.
Everton.
And
He had Wolves away where he had an absolute shocker. Because we were there.
I mean,
Everton, he was
in
terrible.
terms of pass completion, I'm flipping glass houses and all that. I'm not going to start. I'm not going to take him and do some coaching.
Yeah, see if we can pull up
Like,
some of the cap counts.
yeah. Let's not dig that out.
14%.
Yeah. Overall, my whole career. Listen, it's all in perspective. I got a lot of respect for play. Just fucking,
Right.
it's crap.
What are you thinking, Dave?
I'm going to clarify a few stats first, but
Because obviously Kyle Walker's probably the best, but we're saying this season.
I just
31 games.
31 out
Yeah,
of
but-
37 he's played.
No, but
And you haven't got him on your list, but you got Reece James. He's played 9 times.
Yeah, but I tell you what, in them 9 games, he's absolutely
He's got one.
ripped it up.
He's
You
got
haven't
one
had
yellow
it-
card.
You haven't
One
had a spell
assist.
of games like for only having a few games. There hasn't been an impact like that since Toto Scalacci in Italian 90s. Right, I'll cross Reece James off them.
Yeah, please do.
Gav doesn't like Ben White. Pedro Porro. Trent hasn't played enough, has he? Good enough.
I think it's Walker. You can't look past him, can you?
Walker instead of Pedro Porro. Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I know we're trying to be like original, but it's still not been better than Walker, is he? Walker's been a
But
joke.
this season, has Walker been
Yeah,
a joke
I
this season?
think he has. Yeah.
Well, absolutely ripped.
The problem is with Walker, not the problem. His levels are so high that now he just does what he does, and everybody just takes it for granted. I think he's just been better than everyone else.
Dave, what do you think?
Majority wins. I'd have gone Porro.
You went Porro, didn't it? Sam?
Porro.
Nah, but Walker.
Walker.
Walker's right, yeah.
Ah, shit yourselves.
I want to save some for later.
Right.
Get it
Left
in the
back.
bank. Oh,
Not easy, but do you know who's got to be?
go on.
The Guardiola for Man City.
Yeah,
Centre half.
it's quality.
Centre off, but he's played left back.
Played
hasn't he?
left back. Yeah, you're right.
Get the stats up. He's played left back this season in the Premier League 42 times.
42 minutes he's played.
Yeah,
A few other players.
He's been very good.
Udogi, I think, has been good at Spurs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Give you that
absolutely. That's
One which you guys won't know because they never get shown on TV, but Ray and Nori at Wolves has been unbelievable.
one. Oh,
He's a proper player, mate.
He-
Proper.
Who's that?
Ray,
mate.
Ray and Nori.
he's unreal.
He's going to go for like 60,
Yeah.
70 million this year.
Do you really think that?
He's had a bit of a bad finish this season because of injury, and then he didn't quite get his form back. But he's got Man City written all over him. A team like that.
Do you know what though? Like, I agree. Like going forward, but he's one of them. I look at him and think, get at him.
Nah, he's good. Man. He's got great.
I love him 100%.
Do you know-
He's got great feet.
you know
Defend.
what?
Like, he moves his feet quickly
he's
to
Last
defend.
season, I went to a cup game, Wolves in midweek. And
I was hammering him last year. To be fair,
They played Leeds at home, and he played in the cup game because he wasn't a regular at the time, was he? And I messaged Rob
Hugo
Edwards
Bueno was over him.
because Luton were in the Championship at the time, and I messaged Rob Edwards saying, like, his name, number. I said, like, you got to get on this lad here. Like, obviously, I don't know where you're at with it all, but just to give you a heads up, he's like, oh yeah, some player, but they'd never let him out. I was thinking, I think they will. Like, he's been given a game at, like, I think it was like, the League Cup or whatever, and then like been seen him a couple of times this year. Wow, he's flipping some.
They had young Hugo Bueno over him last year, and Nori wasn't good enough. There's no way. I watched him a lot last year, but this year, since Gary Neal's come in, it's just like, I don't know what he's done to him, but confidence-wise,
Rego legs. Wow.
Oh mate,
So
honestly,
good.
he's so good.
So good.
He'd be up there. I think Alfie Doughty at Luton's done really well, especially first half of the season. Loads of assists.
He was good when we went to the Newcastle game, wasn't he? He gets a million crosses in, doesn't he? Fair play.
But Vardiel is probably the most complete,
Is it
isn't he?
Vardiel?
Yeah, it's Gvardiol, isn't it? GV, and it's like Guardiola, but Guardiol without the and the V.
Like what? It's got first two letters on
That's it. Yeah, exactly the same.
Who plays left back for Arsenal?
Kenny Sampson.
Tomiyasu.
No, he's not.
So he's
No.
not- Isn't he right back?
Yeah, and he hasn't played a lot. He hasn't played
Left
loads.
back. He's been a regular.
Zinchenko, and then they've had the centre half out there as well, the big Polish centre half. Is he Polish? Yeah, he's Polish. Kivior.
Yeah, is he even injured though? Like,
Kivior. Anyway. So yeah, anyway, not good enough to get into.
Right, so we'll go on with our two centre halves. Gav, your specialist area. Gav, who are your two favourites? You can't pick John Terry. John all he talks about.
Again, I'll come back to Man City. His name's literally just gone out of my head.
Diaz.
Yeah. Is it Diaz?
Yeah, Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz. Yeah, he's got to be in there.
No.
He's a leader. He can play. He's a brilliant defender. He's quick. He's strong. He's got everything. He literally got everything.
What about
I think the two Arsenal centre halves, Gabriel Saliba.
Yeah, they've been good.
Saliba.
Yeah,
Gabriel and Saliba.
They've both been amazing.
yeah, I think they've both been
What
good.
about Van Dijk? Been off it, hasn't he? He's not getting in.
Yeah, I think that's a bit. I think he's not been like again though. You know, when you hit such
like
heights,
Walker, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah. I think he's been good, but again, like the expectation of him is to be everything, isn't he? Like you look at some players in the team and you go, look, he's turning up, he's training, he's playing games, he's hitting heights, but he's expected to be a leader. He's expected to cover other players. He's expected to drive the whole team and bring that character and that charisma to it. I just think, I don't think his performances have been bad. I just think the team have lacked something this year. Yeah.
What about that Van de Ven's been amazing. Everyone's
if he was fit all season,
absolutely ripped apart by Isak. Bro. It was embarrassing. He was just he was just spinning around the whole time. Like fair play to him for keep going. Because I thought take him off because it was embarrassing. He got absolutely rinsed by Isak.
Wow.
I think there's been a few others as well. Maybe not to get in the team, but Branthwaite at Everton, I think, has been
he's done well.
really good.
Yeah.
I really like. I haven't seen him enough, but when I've watched Villa play, every time he's been really good. Is that Pau Torres, the left-footed Spanish lad? I think he's been class.
Very good.
He's a new sign this year. He's been good, but yeah.
Max
Kilman. Centre half, or we're going to put Diaz in there.
I think for me, Diaz has got to be in there.
I'd say definitely Saliba.
He's the best centre half in the Premier League.
Saliba and Diaz.
Yeah, I'd say.
Hey, we're agreeing on loads of these, aren't we? Fair play. Saliba. Have they done their team of the year yet? Has that come out?
They're waiting on us.
They used to do it dead early.
They don't need to do it now.
No, they're waiting on us. We'll send this in. It'll be done.
They used to do it dead early, but I think they've changed it now because it was stupid.
They used to. I remember when we obviously every club I played for, and you'd have to pick the team of that season. It would come in February, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And
you
would
start picking your mates.
Yeah, you just vote for all your mates, wouldn't you? Everybody did. So you'd be like, he's got in at left back. Yeah. He's like, he's a great lad.
Yours are all Carlisle, Carlisle players, aren't they?
Yeah, he's always in magazine at the end of the season.
Darlington, Carlisle.
Top man. He's only played 3 times.
Yeah, but he's in. Right, we're going to midfield 3. So
Rice.
we need Declan Rice.
Got to be.
Possibly.
When we say midfield 3, are we playing a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3?
It's for 4-3-3.
Up for discussion.
4-3-3.
Because Rice gets
Rodri
in.
in there.
You'd have to have Rodri as the holder.
Have Rodri in there, haven't you? No one else does that quite the same.
He's the best in the world
Yeah.
Oh,
at that role. Centre, holding midfield.
I love
best
it
in
when
the
you
world.
say stuff like that, Dave. He's the best in the world.
Definitely, yeah.
I could say.
I find him a little bit annoying though.
Because he's so good.
Yeah, just
Jealous. You're jealous, aren't you?
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know. He just always like. I mean, he's so calm and cool and that. I mean, like everyone loves him. Like last night, he gave the ball away about 3 times. Everyone was like, he never gives the ball away, and I was like,
I wouldn't have liked him 15 years ago, but I like him now because he's the ultimate pro. Seen what he does off the pitch?
Yeah,
like he's doing like a PhD and all of that. Whereas 15 years ago, I'd been like, get a life, mate. His club's around the corner.
And he's just always so calm. But I think he's got to be in.
Yeah,
Rodri,
I'm sticking him in.
I would agree.
Straight away, even though like,
Dave says he's best in the world.
I say Rodri, Rice, and then the other positions up for grabs, and it depends where you want to play Foden as well.
Oh, Foden's got.
In my team,
What
I
about
play
De Bruyne?
Foden out wide. Nah, he hasn't played enough this year.
What about Odegaard?
Odegaard, yeah.
He's got to be in the mix.
Close.
Bruno Guimaraes, Newcastle's been a joke. He's a joke.
Miles off.
Oh, that's a joke.
Wouldn't get in the squad.
He takes the ball with the sole of his foot, like just anywhere on the pitch, and that doesn't matter who's coming to him. He's doing it at Man City, right? Takes the ball wherever.
Yeah,
Lucas Luiz.
Yeah, Mario Lemina. Chucking all the walls like
Destiny Udogie. Is he in midfield?
What a name.
Midfield?
Udogie.
Destiny Udogie, yeah.
Left back we spoke about a bit ago.
He's done well, he has.
He can slot in the midfield though, can't he?
I'd like him playing in like a more advanced role in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Pedro Porro or Destiny. Like I might change my
They do play inverted fullbacks, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
You probably looked at
exactly.
his heat map.
He rolls in.
Yeah.
That's what Sam's trying to say, Dave.
Like by the time episode 3 goes out, it might be introduced as In the Stiffs with Gav Cowan, Dave Edwards, and Destiny Pedro Porro. Hasten.
Change your name by
Yeah, I
Depot.
might do. Right. Sorry, go on. Rodri? Declan Rice definitely in there.
I just don't
Are we
know.
all off him a little bit too much?
I just think he's been unbelievable, mate. But again, I'd put him in there over Odegaard. in terms of like, yeah, I would, yeah.
With Rodri as well. Well, yeah,
that's
of course
the
he
thing.
will. And
That's the thing.
I'd play Rice more advanced.
and he wants Van Dijk and Dave Gav wants Van Dijk sitting in there with him. And
We missed. Let's go through some big teams. Man United, no
I
one.
want
to
load
play.
for Mateus.
no
in
one
there.
from Man U.
Liverpool centre midfielders.
What's the Greek lad?
McAllister.
Hungarian.
Yeah.
Hungarian,
The Greek
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The Greek.
Yeah, but
Greek Hungarian.
he's half Greek, half Hungarian, isn't he?
Shalabalawala.
What's his name?
Schlobosai.
Schloboslai. He's good.
Yeah, very good.
They can't probably
McAllister, has he been in and around it, do you think? Played well this year? Been good? Has he been enough?
Chelsea. Nah, there's no one there. Even though I really like Conor Gallagher, but no.
I like Conor Gallagher as well.
Newcastle.
He ain't in that bracket though, is he?
But Bruno's the only one from Newcastle, isn't he? But
Villa.
I've just
Douglas
like him.
Luiz.
Villa, Douglas Luiz.
I
Yeah.
love Bruno, but he's just not getting in the squad, is he?
Right. Let's put Rice and Odegaard.
Yeah.
Gotta get cracking.
Barkley.
45 minutes in.
Barkley?
Not getting it.
No,
think,
I agree. Rodri, Rice. I mean, this is some
Odegaard,
team,
yeah.
by the way.
No, Phil
I'm not saying,
Foden.
I'm not
He's
saying
got to play
we've,
wide, is he?
I'm not saying we've got it completely right, but that's some
This
team.
it's going to
mate.
get very hard now, then, isn't it? So, are we centre forward? Are we all just? It's obvious, isn't it? Isak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put him in. Lock him in.
Isak or Mickey Quinn. One of the two.
No, obviously we're gonna have to put Haaland, aren't we? But you know what I mean. Like,
Ollie Watkins as well.
Ollie Watkins is in there, definitely.
Yeah,
Talk team of the season, aren't we? We're not talking about like
Yeah.
if you were going to sign, if you were
top
Real Madrid
scorer
manager, if you were the Real Madrid
What,
manager.
hasn't Watkins got the same amount or very similar? But Watkins has loads
very-
more assists and does more for the team.
So
100%.
we're talking about someone fulfilling their potential, aren't we? And like, if you were the Real Madrid manager and you had Haaland or Ollie Watkins, you'd sign in Haaland,
course,
aren't you?
yeah.
However, when you look at this isolated season, Watkins has just absolutely overachieved
and
massively.
numbers, effect on the team.
how many's Watkins got compared to Isak?
And Callum Wilson.
So Haaland's top scorer, isn't he? Obviously.
Yeah, Haaland's obviously got to be in a conversation.
19 goals, 13 assists.
Yeah,
Who has?
That's Watkins.
13 assists.
a lot, isn't it?
19 goals and 13 assists.
Haaland, 27 goals, 5 assists.
That's a lot of goals.
27 in the Prem.
Is that all he's got?
And he's had a bad season. Not a bad season, but
Yeah, not as good as last.
27 goals.
he's got 27 goals in the Prem.
Let me just confirm that.
Who's old matey Arsenal, the tall one that went from Chelsea? Names are terrible today, go. Huh? Havard, yeah.
No, he's not. He's
Not having him?
He's not. Yeah.
I tell you, he's been really good. We haven't mentioned him. No, actually, no. No,
Staying away.
doesn't matter.
Isak's been injured a lot as well, hasn't he?
Mate, Isak's not getting in the team, mate.
He's not getting in.
Got to let
Isak's
that one
better than
go.
Watkins, 100%. Isak would go for 100 million. Watkins would go for like
I make game. Isak's not played much this season.
being
Has he?
injured. Yeah, but
Yeah. The thing is, with Isak, he's a high achiever.
I'm
isn't
just
he?
trying to fill till the crossing comes with his
Top
stats.
scorers, Haaland, 27.
Yeah.
In the Premier
Haaland,
League, yeah.
22.
Oh, God.
Isaac, 20. Solanke, 19. And Ollie Watkins, 19.
Oh.
So Isak's got more than Ollie
Take
Watkins.
it back a little bit. I take it back. That's unbelievable,
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
No, I'm just worrying because Isak's just been dismissed by these two. But he's actually scored more.
Wow, he's
Cole
injury
Palmer
prone.
as well. So what's happening?
13 assists.
It's got to be Haaland, isn't it? 27 goals. It's like 10 more goals than the majority of them.
Goal involvements. Watkins has got more.
Got any assists?
Like goal involvement's like what? Like
Dry assists and all that. Just like, have you scored or not?
Watkins, 13.
Yeah.
De Bruyne, 10. Gibbs White, 10. Anthony Gordon, 10. And
Ollie Watkins got the most assists in the league.
Ollie Watkins, actually.
That's for a number 9.
That could be him, yeah. Go on in, Dave.
Ollie Watkins.
I'd say Isak.
He's straight faced.
Seriously, mate. For
He's
the,
scored more. Why is he sacked? So
mate, we're like
Ollie
we're
Watkins is
recording,
fine.
mate. We're
We've got a
recording.
We've got a centre forward. Ollie Watkins has played more games and scored less goals, but let's have Ollie Watkins in instead of.
Mate, we're not in the White Horse now. We're actually recording. So you definitely, for me, Haaland. I just think 27 goals, and he's always scores even when he don't play
We're
well.
gonna have to give a deciding vote.
So I'll just write down. I'll put Isak.
Wits, what you thinking, mate?
What do you think, Wits?
I'm just looking at day fever.
The what?
Day fever.
Day fever.
What's that?
That's
Is
stats,
that- is that
is that stats website for Premier League strikers?
Daytime sort of disco thing.
Oh, right.
Wiz doesn't know what we're talking about.
Sorry,
We're
Rich.
recording.
Mate, don't mind us, mate. We're just doing a podcast over here. Don't mind us.
So I'll let him have it.
Right,
I was thinking, does he play up front for Spurs?
right. What are we
Crossy,
doing then?
come on, give us an
Come on,
opinion.
Crossy. What are you going for, mate? Just pick.
I don't actually think it's controversial. Haaland's been that good this year in terms of playing football. He scored goals, and you can't deny that. But
Why are we listening to Crossy?
I agree.
Why? Like what? Like
We need a name.
he's not even a real person.
Roy Keane said you wouldn't
if
get.
we're talking about this year,
Yeah.
It's got to be Ollie Watkins, sure.
Even though he scored less goals than he's a centre
I'm a
forward.
Wolves fan. Yeah.
But Haaland scored 27,
Surely it's just,
and Man City are going to win the league.
So, sorry.
surely it's just on goal.
Well, I would have thought so, Wits, but obviously not. Like,
You've got Isak, though, not Haaland.
so let. Oh yeah. That's not a good argument, is it? All right. So he's my argument's not really standing up there.
What
is
are we
it?
going with then?
What I will say is if I had to pick a striker to start for me tomorrow, I'd pick Haaland.
Yeah, we all would, wouldn't we? But it's not about that. Is
We're
it?
talking about this
It's
season,
It's like
and
we've
he's-
got Martinez in
yeah.
goal, haven't we?
You're right. Let's get to
Let's
the hard.
leave
Let's
it
get to
to
the
last.
hard.
Let's go
Leave it
wingers.
last.
Well, let's get to the
Wingers.
hard facts.
Let's go to the wingers
Right,
and then
it's
we'll
about
see
this
what
season,
suits
it's
us.
Left wing, Isak.
Yeah. Can we just put him in so we can just stop saying that name?
Right, we've got left wing.
I want Foden and Palmer on the wings.
You got Foden,
They've got both.
Palmer.
They've both got to be in the
You've
team.
got Foden, Palmer, Anthony Gordon, Doku, Saka.
No, man, with you.
I have Anthony Gordon on with
Yeah.
We'll go Foden. Can you have Cole Palmer out wide? He doesn't play out wide, does he?
Yeah, he's in there, isn't he? Got to put him there.
There's not a lot of pace
put
in
him
that, is there? Got Ollie Watkins up front as well. Just slow centre foot. It's the
Kyle
slowest front
Walker, then
three.
we bombing.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
They roll
He's
in,
gonna
don't
have
they?
to.
They're rolling in,
He
aren't
might,
they?
Kyle Walker's going to have to wear his running spikes. What's up with them three?
Guardiola's got puffing his cheeks out. How am I getting around there?
Flipping heck. Is anybody going to
How am I going to get around the outside there?
Anybody going to got three players just show the
Cole,
feet there?
roll in, Cole, roll in.
This is like, you're a manager, Gav. You can't be happy with Watkins, Foden.
No, but we're talking about merit, aren't we? We're not talking about game strategies and how we're going to hurt the opposition. We're talking about who deserves to be in that 11.
Foden and Palmer, definitely, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we have agree on that.
And he called.
Why would you have Anthony Gordon?
I just, you
Anthony
just caught me
Gordon-
on the
I
hot.
want to change the
You
shape.
just caught me on the hot, mate.
Can I just say that Anthony Gordon, he'll be with the England squad, won't he?
Close.
Like,
Ain't going to play though. It'll be like Paul Merson.
I hope not.
It'll be like
I have a good time then. won't I?
I'll have a great time, yeah. Oh, he won't remember it, but
But hey, for the England squad,
1998. that was.
unbelievable situation for England, haven't
Yeah.
they? Like obviously they've got Ollie Watkins to start, haven't they? Harry Kane to be sub, and then they've got
Yeah.
they've got all them attacking players. So Saka's not getting in.
No.
Doku's not getting in.
No.
Cunha, no.
I've got Gibbs White written down here. Bailey as well. Barkley. They're not getting in, are they? Gibbs White's been unbelievable, hasn't he?
Dom Solanke.
Solanke as well.
Oh, how good's he been? Dom Solanke.
Great season, hasn't he?
He's massive, isn't he? Yeah. How big is he?
Unit, mate.
He's like absolutely rapid, strong, quick, sharp.
Right. Centre forward then.
I would drop Odegaard and go 4-4-2 or 4-4-2.
What is happening? I've written it down now in pen.
Well, yeah.
Just
got
drop
any
Odegaard.
Tipex? We got any Tipex?
Can't leave Odegaard out, can we?
Yeah,
Was it telling me
go
he's
Haaland and
he's won
Watkins.
the ball the most out of any player in the opposition third?
Yeah,
Can you
he's
believe
good,
that?
but-
You think him as being like someone who sets the play up, he's actually winning the ball the most. I don't think you can leave Odegaard out.
You leave him out and you
Should
play
throw it at the
Watkins and Haaland.
Nah, Odegaard's
All
been
right,
better than Watkins
Haaland and Isaac. Do it now, Sam.
Who's centre forward there?
It'll be Haaland.
Shall we
won't
go
it?
Watkins? I think we should go Haaland.
Yeah, but you're doing it because it's the obvious one. You're trying to be quirky and original,
Just
aren't
like,
you?
yeah, but
We're trying to pick the
I don't
best
think he's
players.
been as good as he's playing up front for Man City. Like, I'd fancy myself to get like two.
So what we're saying, Watkins? Because if we're saying Watkins, Isaac's up there. But Watkins again, the Aston Villa thing, they've overachieved. He's come from being a brilliant Championship player to a top Premier League player. Yeah, Watkins then.
Ollie
Yeah.
Watkins.
Yeah,
You happy with that, Gav?
yeah.
If you're happy with that,
I like the idea of the 4-4-2.
Right.
Just going to throw it out there.
Just saying, first sub is Isak.
Right.
He's got
yeah.
number 12.
Anthony Gordon as
So
well.
Martinez in goal, Kyle Walker right back, Saliba, Diaz, Guardiola left back, Rodri, Rice and Odegaard in midfield. Palmer, Watkins, Foden.
Yeah, that'd be a 4-2-3-1 for me.
Please, anyone listening, give us your feedback on that.
Yeah,
The feedback would be unbelievable because that's class.
that's some
That'll
team.
be PFA team. Well, it won't be, will it? Because everybody will go Haaland instead of Watkins.
Yeah.
Apart from that, that'll not be far away of that from Team of the Year.
Be interesting to see when that comes out, though. Let's match it up like
When does
that.
it come out?
Who's your manager, sorry?
Emery.
Unai
Emery, yeah.
I love the way he talks.
Who's our captain? Declan.
Diaz.
Diaz. Yeah, I like that.
I'll go Declan Rice, just drive.
But he's not even captain for Arsenal, is he? It's Odegaard, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, Odegaard's
but-
captain for Arsenal. Diaz all day.
I mean, some good leaders in there. Walker as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Walker, Saliba, Diaz, Rodri, Rice. There's 5.
They'd all want Diaz to be
Captain's
captain.
Diaz captain.
Yeah.
Happy with that then?
Yeah, good team.
Good side that,
Good
isn't it?
team.
We'll get our listeners to do their teams as well.
And you could flip that as well because, like, in terms of like that formation, you could move that about. You could play Walker as a back three.
do all sorts with it.
Guardiola could be a back
Do you know what?
three.
If that was a team though, like look at that forward line: Palmer, Watkins, Foden. I don't think that's unbelievable. Like I think that is going to be so narrow, isn't it?
Nah, Watkins loves that left channel, mate. He'll be in there all the time.
Yeah. They'll
Is
roll
that
in.
fast, Watkins?
What they'll do,
Rapid, mate,
Palmer
yeah.
will latch onto the
He's slow.
fullback. He'll latch onto the fullback. He'll roll in, and Watkins will be in.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Though, about there's not a lot of pace there, is there?
No, I know what you mean.
Like, powerful runners.
Foden's wasted
Sharp
out.
though, isn't they?
Foden is wasted out on that left wing, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Should we start again?
So rip that up and start again.
Yeah, there's going to be like the good thing is the reason we've done it, listeners, is because we want your critique and we want you to be able to critique it. So
See how much arguments it's causing here, so
Yeah.
it's going to be like that for everyone, isn't it?
yeah,
We
we'll get
100% missed an absolute blatant one out as well. Someone will always come across with something.
I can't wait for that. That's my favourite thing. When
Or
we,
someone say Diaz has played 6 games this year. We just chucked
I
him
love
in.
it. Yeah, I love that. We're good at research and stuff. That's the thing about us.
Right. First episode in the bag, 55 minutes. How was that? It's hot in here, Gav, isn't it?
Yeah, it is warm, mate. But when it's cold, you moan. So don't know what you want.
True.
We've got a roof over our heads.
Somewhere in between.
We've got biscuits. We've got tea.
Yeah.
We've got fruit on the table.
Today, so we're trying to be a bit healthier. Series 4, we want to be a bit healthier, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think the previous series we've been having a beer, nuts and crisps.
Yeah.
So today we've had a coffee, tea, a little fruit platter. Where was the fruit platter from?
Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's.
Boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll get the beers in
Sack
next
it
week.
off. Let's get the beers in next time. Like,
How shit's it been? It feels like it's gone on forever. It's the longest 55 minutes in the
Because we've got a
world.
few like nutritionalists and people in life coaches coming up this series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
Well, we didn't need to do it tonight. We should have saved it, shouldn't
Yeah,
we?
we should have.
But there's some good ones, isn't there? When you talk about like fitness guys and nutritionists and stuff, I'm like,
We've got a good mix of guests this year.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm
It's good
excited.
educating other people, isn't it, about health and fitness.
Yeah.
Because, like you were saying, the podcast just got out of my head. The lads, the big one.
Who?
What's it called? The
Diary of a CEO.
the Diary of a CEO, yeah.
High performance
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. Well, them lads, they're good. They're like, obviously, with their stories and stuff, it's brilliant to listen to. But these just bring a different perspective on what we're doing, don't they?
Give them something back. That's what we're about. Aren't we?
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
something back.
Yeah,
Like I'm educating youngsters of today. You're giving people chances. We are like you do all your charity work, and that's what we're about.
yeah.
Aren't we?
That's what all this is about. Is that why we don't make any money?
Yeah.
Is that where?
That's why we're doing it. That's why we're doing to make any money from it.
Yeah.
Keep on coming out here, like Mrs. kicking off and all that. Some sleep
Yeah.
on the Wednesday night.
Yeah, all the kids are like, "Oh, Daddy, football season's finished now. We've got you. That's it now.
No.
Brilliant. 8 weeks. Like no one to answer to." It's like, yeah, podcast tonight. Get yourself to bed.
Yeah. I'm going to argue with Dave about who should be centre forward in our team. Right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Loved it.
Give us any feedback. Tell us
We're
anything
back.
you want us to talk about. Series 4 up and running. We're going to be weekly.
We're going to be weekly.
We're going to be weekly,
Yeah.
coming out every single Tuesday.
Boom.
For the
We're
next
going to
6
be coming
weeks.
out for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
For the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then it'll be fortnightly. Then it'll be weekly for 2 more weeks. Then it'll be once a month for 3
Yeah.
more weeks. And then we'll wrap it up and move on to Series 5. Yeah.
Funny because it's true.
Slick operation. Right,
Brilliant.
thanks for listening, everybody.
Loved it.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks, everyone.
Laters.